Wait a minute. Uh, Hello, Congress. I see what you've been out here doing oh, man, and allowing. Goodness gracious. New civil orders and thing. So that means periodically you have no jurisdiction. Ah, doctors are closed. House of medicine. Ah, schools closed. Mm. House of learning. And libraries. Also a house of learning if you want to, pick up a book or anything or do some research. As far as, these civil actions that you want to put out against the humans. In order to, like I said, what right would you have after that point? And hold up, let me just see something real quick. My bad. Just real live. I got some what you call it? Angry. Angry media, angry humans, and angry individuals, man. Why? Because I've realized something again, which is I'm waiting on something to take place, and someone has already been waiting on something to take place. That's why I said salute the Congress. Mm. So, what are you going to do to fix that part of the civil situation? Because you're allowing the protest, but you're not allowing what you put in place for yourself, for others, which is that it's a more complicated way to discriminate under civil law. Meaning, like, you decide who should be in what and what should be in what. That's why like I said, when it came down to impeachment. So, yeah, that was out the window before it even started. I'm playing catch up, and you already had demolic plans. But the good thing is, catch up is working. And what is this called? Yeah, civil places like these that I'm speaking of currently. The library closed. Salvation Army's closed. Most churches closed unless it's one of them, you know what I mean. DMV closed. Now, oh, what's opening first? Tell me. And like I said before, man, you done some things you wasn't supposed to do. You allowed some things to take place. You're trying to recover that, and it's just not reciprocating properly for you. So right now we at the funeral of one of the black men amongst millions, or if not, who's counting? But at the same time, R.I.P. to him. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is the spectacle surrounding it, and the fact that a lot of these politicians and things have been in there since these things have been taking place. So that makes me question a lot of that. Yeah. That's why I said with the civil and all of this plan, of allowing one human or several of them to decide for millions and millions of them. Ooh. So when it comes down to the when you saying defunding, you funding all of that, the police, you gonna need more of them. Actually, you gonna need a lot more. From what I've obtained in this civil, adjustment that you have created, government. what drew you into that? And then I said, wow, you giving political order to address either what's right or what's wrong, not the law itself. That's why there's so much speculation around, which won't even matter. Even down to the freedom of speech. Oh man, as executive order, sorry, not executive order, as official order, I think that my plan should be implemented immediately due to the fact that you changed the civil laws as far as who gets hired, don't get hired, who should qualify, who doesn't qualify for. It's just, whoa. And I got a glimpse of that through the Federalist Society. So, what you want is what you want. But you're not going to say that because you didn't say that new civil was going to discriminate against who's going to get and who's going to get hired and all of this extra stuff. And then not implement it immediately the way you want to and pick and do all of this extra stuff. It's just chaotic. Chaotic. And full of chaos. So, I prefer to keep it far away from me, man. Because in my eyes, I'm saying, how could you change that ever in the future? Or how could you, like I said, you if you're not there forever and, like I said, someone else gets their hands to that, or is that the plan? Because that's what it seems as if, and if that's the plans, and I'm trying to figure out, why would you want something like that to change it to the point where No. I mean, shout out to my sponsor, Grammarly. Shout out to him, man. But like I said, if you're going to change all of that, you have no jurisdiction over a person itself. Because then it'd be like the person said you was feeling like you liked him and then you didn't, or you was willing to give him a chance but you didn't, and then or however it may go. Because like I said, man, and I'm wondering, like, why you allowing all of this to take hold? You can't do nothing about it. And then I said, well, it's a timing thing. That's why I guess in my subconscious, I was kept pointing to the time, the time, the time, the time. And that's why I have so many subliminals out there. So then I said to myself, well, the subliminals is out there and the time is the time and everything else. But nothing is really opening until you can really get your economy off the ground. And I'm trying to figure out, Corona didn't take place without just automatically shutting down the economy. The economy kind of shut itself down. And it was headed that way. From the looks of things, from, like they said, what they say, recession hit back in February. So, man, slippery slopes and dilemmas where, like I said, authoritatively, with that new civil situation, you could pretend, but the facts remain that you changed the bill and you put it in order. And you ain't even have to do none of that because the president signed it immediately. They had a congressional meeting about it, where it documented all of the changes to it, eliminating a lot of the stuff, trying to kind of putting it all into one, but then it's not one. It's two branches of government coming together as one. So a lot of people got, what I'm trying to say is that the unemployment rate is skyrocketed from all of those things that I said was closed. And it's not a small price either. That's why you want to reopen these schools immediately. Nothing else. Put them in whatever you want to put them in, because right now that seems to be the plan. And like I said, I'm waiting for you to reopen everything completely. But you ain't gonna do that. I know you ain't gonna do that. You know why? Because it's too expensive. It's too expensive. And more than likely, you might want to open the cheaper things first. I mean, completely, like, you know, no mask, no nothing. Because you're putting everything in danger anyway. Remember, just the civil law states that. Because you can't tell a person that you can't do this or that when it's legal. It's legal. And then, like I said, you've been in quarantine for how long? And I said, well, you had the freedom of speech, right? So that saves you. But it just doesn't save the rest of the humans that don't understand it. Wow. And I knew it was some games being played, but I didn't know how deep the games were until I had enough time to trying to get in there and figure it out. And say, whoa, why Congress, half of Congress at Floyd, you know what I mean, what's the name, instead of trying to, you know, because executive order said, you know, do that type of stuff instead of doing the work of the people, which is passing some of them, you know, underhanded, slithery civil, you know what I mean, situations up underneath there. That was slithery. Salute to the slither bags. Yeah, man. So I said, wow. Even courts, you can't even, you know what I mean? You can't have you Fred. You ain't had none of that. So whether the office is right or wrong, you can't define it because of the civil action that's been taking place, which is executives have more authority over the humanity of the United States from executive orders. But then that makes a discriminative act towards the humans. They don't have no rights. You just violated it. What is wrong with you? Making you like a harasser, a stalker, an obsession, or the list goes on. But people get thrown in places for stuff like that, man. A lot of people, actually, for a very long time, man. Oh, that's creepy. That's creepy. Oh, man. Let me get into some of this and try to find it. Because it's almost sickening. actually, after I get it out of there and kind of let it marinate through who's watching it right now, and I'm pretty sure it's someone highly executive. Oh man, Chicago sees deadliest days in 60 years amid protests. Listen, man, since you done broke the civil actions, whether they damage something or not, it wouldn't matter. That's for anything at this point, because things are going to break anyway. That's why I said the time. And I said, well, how long do you think it's going to last that way? If you keep letting everything crumble. Because you did something that just... How do you recover from it, actually? Do you fight against it? Or do you accept it and try to... I'm not in charge, so I can't advise as much as I want to. I can only sideline, speculate to what takes place in the course of time. Just in time for the summer. Florida is seeing a surge in corona cases. Listen, Virginia just opened up their schools today in a rush. Like I said, funding and all of this extra stuff, kids standing at home, you know it's a lot of... So I'm trying to get them paid to go back by next year. That's why I said my video was on time, but it wasn't on time for these politicians because they want everything when they want it. But like I said, if I'm the president, like I said, do you have the right president? Jackson Council rounds out a budget plan. Salute to that. But there's no details on it. So that's their budget plan, and they could be discriminative with it. During the civil situations, which is a lot of these states never closed, actually. They kind of like with the you must wear this and social distance, but they stayed open. But then the blue states got a CDC letter stating how and what to do and all this emergency stuff. George Floyd's protest news. NBC News has more on that. Dick Johnson dead, longtime Chicago TV news anchor. Like I said, man, and that's another thing too. With the 100,000s of deaths, all them 100,000 people gotta get paid. Majority of them anyway, to their families and lost loved ones. Oh man. I'm not laughing at the deaths. I'm looking at the number that's staggering over the next Americans to lead the nation. The number that no one wants to talk about. They avoid those numbers. At least notable, Bush George P., the Texas Land Commissioner. And the way I see it, you need to get prepared for the future, pretty much. And I don't think too many of these institutions are going to be able to save you in that type of situation. Why? Because it's just going to get worse with discriminative activity. Well, it's like you blew the whole chessboard up. You just got so upset you just blew it, and you did it a long time ago. Meet propagandists and conspiracy. No, this is no theories. This is nothing but facts. And like I said before, I'm not gonna lie. It's just gonna have to show in the near future. And like I said, what does that look like? When you coming into a place knowing that you already been picking and chosen by another so-called dictator. You right. Make America great. Make America great again, bro. With that being said, peace. I got to go.